This is Kardec Radio for Teens. Important life-changing events as seen through the Spiritist perspective. Now it's time for real-life dilemmas experienced by teens themselves. The Diaries of Belinda and Alex with Carol Correa.
Hello, dear friends. It is with great joy in our hearts that we prepare ourselves to discuss yet another life-changing dilemma from Belinda's heart to your heart. If you remember last week, Belinda faced a very challenging turning point in her professional career. As an intern at the hospital in which she works, she experienced a very dramatic situation in which she was invited to try to save the life of a young lady who attempted against her own life. That put Belinda in a very difficult position because it was difficult for her to understand the motivation of such an action. But Belinda, my dear friends, learned to take a compassionate point of view and learn to see that young lady as someone who was in much need of love and understanding. So in addition to taking the time to speak to that young lady and to understand her emotional pain, Belinda made a point of telling her that that situation was not permanent, that suffering was temporary, and that she was not to think of herself as someone who is alone. As we know, those of us who take the time and the effort to try to understand our Spiritist doctrine, we learn that we are never alone because the spiritual plane is always interacting with the physical plane. And we also learn, my dear friends, a very beautiful and consoling message. The fact that each of us has dedicated to us a beautiful guardian angel that is a beautiful spirit mentor, like a life success coach, which God Himself or herself assigns to us to give us the strength to empower us from the inside out to be successful in this reincarnation, to fulfill our goals towards spiritual education and spiritual growth, because as we know, this is the purpose of reincarnation itself. And in order for us to be successful in reaching our goals as immortal spirits, it is important for us to get in touch with the treasures that we carry within our hearts. And part of these treasures involve becoming aware of our own emotions. In order for us to become more and more aware of who we are emotionally, we discovered that there are tools available to help us name our emotions. Last week we discussed the fact that it is important to name the feelings we carry within our hearts, because by recognizing them, we can heal them. If they are by any chance of a heavy nature, we can slowly but very surely transform them into very much lighter emotions that will help us achieve our higher purposes in life. So with that hopeful note, I would like to share with you that Belinda is undergoing a very hopeful mission herself. After last week, after she experienced dealing with an attempt of suicide, she learned to value every moment of her life even more. So she decided she wanted to give back to her community and to bring them awareness of what they can do to not escape life, but rather treasure life. She discovered that one of the reasons why we may get disconnected from our lives is because we may experience at times fear of feeling our feelings. And sometimes some of us may medicate ourselves through the use of alcohol or drugs. So, knowing that, Belinda decided to be a part of a workshop for young adults at her center, whereby she would explain to young adults the effects that alcohol and drugs have on our physical body. And because she studies the Spiritist doctrine herself, she also understands the spiritual impact of those choices. So, in order to empower all of us to become more and more comfortable with who we are and more aware of our beautiful potential to grow every day as spirits in progress, I would like to have the honor to share Belinda's very own experience in offering this workshop with you. So here we go. Oh, dear diary, I'm so excited. This is a great moment in my career. This is a great opportunity for me. I can't believe that I was asked to give this workshop on alcohol prevention. This is so incredibly cool because, as a future doctor, I have a lot to say. You know what I have planned, dear diary? I'm sharing actual accounts of people who I have observed get sick with the use of alcohol or because of the use of alcohol. And what's really cool is I'm gonna do an experiment with the youth that is part of my center with the help of Marianne. Yeah, dear diary, Marianne. Do you remember Marianne, dear diary? She is rocking and rolling. She's doing so much better. I'm so proud of her. Her self-esteem is way up. She's taking charge of her life. She is an incredible spirit. And with that in mind, dear diary, you know what we're gonna do? In addition to sharing real life accounts of how much alcohol and drugs literally break people's lives apart, we are going to do an experiment. Want to hear about it? Of course you do, because it's really, really cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly place alcohol in a bottle, and little by little the audience is going to be able to see with each drop that I place how much alcohol changes the interior of that bottle by literally corrupting its insides. So, as I start placing the little drops of alcohol on the bottle there, people won't notice any difference. But as the story progresses, or in other words, as alcohol consumption increases, because most people have a little tendency to go overboard, the insides of the bottle will almost fall apart, exactly in parallel with our very own bodies. This is exactly how it works, dear diary. When some of us make the choice of drinking alcohol, in the beginning, it may feel really, really cool, but as we may become more and more dependent on it or want more and more of it, our insides literally fall apart. This is why there are so many sicknesses associated with alcohol and drugs. This is why people experience loss of memory, loss of motor control, loss of emotional management, loss of everything. Can you believe it, dear diary, that I, future Dr. Belinda, get to share that with my very own youth group at the center? Oh my gosh, knowledge is so empowering. The more we know, the more we can make a difference. Yes, dear diary, we can do it. Let's rock and roll. See you later, dear diary. Gotta go. Bye. So as you can see, dear friends, Belinda is really, truly aware of how being healthy is a treasure for us. And in the Gospel according to Spiritism, in the chapter entitled Be Perfect, the illuminated spirits who inspired Kardec to compile our beautiful Spiritist philosophy caution us to take care of our soul by nourishing ourselves with prayers, with good thoughts, and with beautiful emotional awareness, but also to nourish our bodies. Why nourish our bodies? Because without our physical bodies, we as millennial immortal spirits cannot enroll in the school of life. This is why taking good, respectful care of our body is important, because our body is the number one tool our spirits needs. Our spirits need, to interact and to progress on this earth. So let's, my dear friends, make a pledge right now to take very good care of our bodies by being respectful to it, by being thankful to it, by being respecting its limits, by giving ourselves the opportunity to get enough sleep, by nourishing it with delicious, possibly organic, healthier food, by getting exercise, by literally watching out so that we don't wear out the parts of the body that may or may not be more sensitive. So exercise with moderation, eat with moderation, drink water, and take care of ourselves in that way. This, my dear friends, like Belinda showed us, is also an act of love. What happens when we are unable, because of emotional pain at times, to love ourselves in this way? If we engage in the consumption of alcohol or drugs, we may be helping indirectly to damage the beautiful tool that allows us to be reincarnated. So to love ourselves also means to respect this beautiful tool. Does that mean that I need to spend hours in the mirror making sure that my hair is perfect or that my makeup is perfect? No, not necessarily. This takes care beyond what we can see. This means taking care of our internal organs. Loving ourselves also means taking care of our internal organs, offering ourselves enough nourishment, and most importantly also nourishing our souls. Because we learn through the reports from the spiritual world brought to us by the spirit André Louis, that when we consume alcohol or drugs, even if just in small doses. We, unfortunately, are never doing so alone. In the book Sex and Destiny by the spirit André Lewis, psychographed by our dear Chico Xavier, we see that when people go to bars or to even social events where alcohol is openly offered, uh, spirits who are disincarnated in the spiritual realm also take advantage of our alcohol consumption at times to feel the same sensations or to re-experience the same sensations they used to experience in their physical life, because they do not have a physical body anymore. What they do is they uh, get in synchrony with us, because we also made the decision to drink, and they take advantage or they absorb the energy that we emanate as we drink. That way, even though they lack the physical body which we temporarily have, they can still feel the feeling of enjoying alcohol or drugs. So please let us be aware that when we engage in actions that can be damaging to our bodies, we are never alone. Most of the time, if not all the time, there are other spirits who are still in alignment with the kind of choices that we are making, and that will most likely join us and attempt to re-experience those feelings that we feel by attuning themselves with our energetic level, vibrational level. Of course, the same happens when we engage in very empowering activities. For example, right now, as you are listening to Kardec Radio for Teens or for Youth, other beautiful spirits who are young and lovely, just like you, may be joining you to learn and to think and to reflect about their own potentials together with you. This is why you may have good inspiration, good ideas. This is why you may decide after you listen to the show to start a new trend in your life, to implement a new habit, to start a new resolution, just as if this was New Year's Eve, to tell yourself a positive affirmation, to love yourself and your body more, to nourish your soul and your physical vest. When you make very beautiful, empowering decisions, be certain that your guardian angel or spirit mentor and many others who already love you in the spiritual realm and who may even look up to you are next to you, giving you an embrace of love. So see, dear friends, there are more and more reasons as we study the Spiritist doctrine for us to love ourselves and to be loving towards others, because in this way we will be creating a loving, beautiful domino effect. One of our actions will possibly create a current, a flow of many other actions which will most definitely reach the spiritual realm and inspire others, including our discarnate brothers and sisters, in many beautiful ways. So why not, dear friends, in both realms of life, commit to loving yourself by nourishing your body and nourishing your soul, making responsible choices and believing and the potential that you have to succeed, because you, my dear friend, were born to love and to be loved. So let us now close our eyes, take a beautiful deep breath, and connect to the divine source, the one source that provides us with everything we have in this life. Let us thank the divine source for our physical health, for our mental health, for our emotional health, for our hearts and minds which are open to learning and experiencing new things, for all the potentials we have to make the best choices we can possibly make for our lives and for this reincarnation, for all the beautiful spiritual friends surrounding us and giving us strength to be even better today than we were yesterday, for all the new opportunities that will come our way every single day to improve ourselves and to nourish our souls and nourish our minds and nourish our bodies with love and through love. Let us now, dear friends, visualize together a beautiful rose of kindness, compassion, and love. And let us offer this beautiful rose to someone who we know is in need of love. Let us visualize that person being bathed in vibrations of love, healing, and understanding. Let us offer this rose as well to all of our dear brothers and sisters in both realms of life who are seeking healing for experiencing an addiction of any sort. Let us pray so that our divine Creator, through the many messengers of love, compassion, and hope who surround us, help these beautiful brothers and sisters of ours to free themselves from any sort of dependency, so that they may find the love which already lies alive and beautiful in every fiber of their spirit. Let us pray, dear friends, so that every day becomes a gift where we look forward to finding the beautiful treasures of divine love which the Creator offers to us today, tomorrow, and always. So be it. Let us wish to you, dear friends, many beautiful, loving blessings, and let us hope always that you find more and more kindness, compassion, love, and healing within your heart.
This has been Cardiac Radio for Teens. Thank you all for listening.